Good morning, everybody. I'm Travis County Judge Andy Brown. Thanks for being here. Want to thank everybody here and in the room next to us for the work that people do to support the children and families of Travis County. And I want to begin by recognizing the many partners standing with us today, from Health and Human Services here at Travis County, to the District Attorney's Office, to the Office of Child and Parent Representation. This is what collaboration looks like. We all have to work together to best help keep kids safe. Parenting is very hard work. I know that firsthand, and parenting without adequate support leads to a less safe and less stable situation for families. In Travis County, with the support of our community, we're working hard every day to make sure that families and the kids in them have what they need to thrive, including access to safe, stable housing, help with utilities and home repairs, support for mental health and substance use disorder, and access to high-quality, affordable childcare. That's why I and the agencies and the folks behind me and in the room next door to us believe so strongly in prevention. When families have what they need, kids are safer. We can help prevent child abuse by investing in families early and often here in Travis County. In 2024, 270 children were removed from their homes in Travis County and placed with relatives. While that's often the safest option in the moment, we believe families shouldn't have to reach a breaking point before they can get help. And that's why our Health and Human Services Department is investing more than $26 million in services like housing and rental assistance, mental health care, job support, and child care. And these aren't just programs, they're lifelines for families to do their best. And they're all connected through a central focus, the well-being of children. We also know that one of the biggest reasons families become involved in the judicial system is substance use. And that's why we support programs like Parenting in Recovery, which allows moms to stay with their babies while they get the help that they need. It's a powerful example of what happens when we lead with compassion here at Travis County. We also have to talk about equity. Families in East Austin often face greater barriers to care and support than those in West Austin, and that's a reality that we can't ignore. If we truly want to prevent abuse, we must close those gaps, and that means making smart, targeted investments in every part of our county. We have to stay focused on what kids really need, not just a safety net when things go wrong, but real support to help their families thrive from the start. So I'm proud of the work we're doing, and I'm even more proud of the families in our community who are working every day to create safe, loving homes for their children. Let's keep showing up for them, not just today, but every day. I'll now pass it on to our District Attorney, Jose Garza. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jose Garza, and it is my privilege to serve as the Travis County District Attorney. I'm honored to stand alongside our community leaders, public safety officials, and community partners. Together, we're working tirelessly to support and help children as they navigate our criminal justice system during an extremely challenging time. In 2024, the Travis County District Attorney's Office oversaw 634 criminal cases of child abuse and filed 328 civil intervention cases to ensure the physical and emotional welfare of Travis County children. Our office prioritizes child welfare by dedicating over 20 specialized attorneys to combat child exploitation, abuse, and neglect. Our team takes a victim-centered, trauma-informed approach, always prioritizing each child's unique needs and experiences. Our commitment is about more than just pursuing justice. It's about ensuring that each child is treated with dignity and respect and feels supported throughout the process. Knowing that our work can positively shape a child's life for years to come is all the motivation that our team needs. Our prosecutors accomplish this by collaborating closely with law enforcement and community partners. This collaboration is not just a process. It is a powerful force that ensures child victims and their families are supported and honored. Our prosecutors also participate in multidisciplinary team meetings with partners from law enforcement and the Center for Child Protection. These meetings ensure our joint protocols are consistently reviewed and our efforts remain unified. Among our dedicated professionals, we also have a prosecutor joining us today. who is embedded at the Center for Child Protection, who provides direct legal support and fosters essential collaboration between our organizations to better serve children and families. I want families across Travis County to know that we approach every case with compassion, with trauma-informed practices, and respect for the dignity of all survivors of crime. Our team is thoroughly trained to minimize trauma throughout the legal process. We have policies and specialized training to ensure that each family and child's needs are at the center of everything we do. It does take an entire community of dedicated professionals to protect children, seek justice, and facilitate healing. The District Attorney's Office is proud and honored to be part of this dedicated team committed to the safety and well-being of children and families. Together, we are building safer communities and brighter futures for Travis County children and families. Thank you for your unwavering partnership and commitment to protecting children to all of our partners. Thank you so much.
Good morning. At the Travis County Sheriff's Office, we've set several agency goals for 2025. One of them is to amplify the voice of victims. Over the last 10 years or more, we've witnessed a disturbing trend in which victims and their suffering is getting lost. They deserve justice and a voice in the criminal justice process. We listen and we want to help victims make their voices heard. Children are the most vulnerable among the victims we serve because they often have no voice. The people that hurt them are usually the people that they know, which includes their family members. Children don't have the opportunity or the authority to speak out. And because they often don't know what is happening to them is not normal, they don't realize that they can and should be telling someone. We partner with incredible people that are here today to be the voice of the little ones who can't speak for themselves. Together, we help them find the way and give them a safe place to speak the truth and receive exceptional care. I want the public to know that there are teams of highly trained and passionate people working on each and one of these cases to help serve and protect the children here in Travis County. Many of them are here today, and I want to thank them because they are the unsung heroes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I want to thank Judge Brown and Laura Pivito and everyone that worked together to bring this event forward today. I'm Amanda Van Hooser. I'm the Chief Program Officer at the Center for Child Protection, and we are the community voice and a partner on the Child Protection team with many of the partners you see here today, the District Attorney's Office, the Sheriff's Office, and our job is really to come together and provide a child-friendly, trauma-sensitive response to child abuse and neglect. The center's role in that is to provide forensic services, medical services, therapy, and just overall healing for child abuse and neglect after they have come to the attention of law enforcement or child protective services. But no one does this alone. As the partners have stated today and the many people that are next door, this is an effort that is boots on the ground for our entire community. On average, we see 3 new kids a day who are victims of sexual assault or witnesses to violent crime like homicide and family violence. Those children deserve our best efforts, and they deserve the collaboration that we put forward every day. Many of the people in the next room are the people that see those children on a daily basis and are working to make sure that they get justice and that their voices are heard. It's a moment to recognize them, and it's a moment to give some honor to the children who have come through this system. But it's also, April is also about child abuse prevention, and that's really what I'm going to focus on today. As much as we all are committed to our work, I promise you every one of us would tell you we would like to find another job somewhere else where we're not having to work with victims in our community because child abuse has ended. So prevention is key. We need to be a voice in our community for making sure that children and families know how to protect themselves, that parents are more aware of the types of things that happen that cause our children to become at risk. Was referenced that many of the children that we see are hurt by people that they know and are people that are in their lives. It's important that parents know how to pay attention to those things. So one of the things that the center offers is prevention education for children and for parents to make sure that we're doing a better job on making sure we're not seeing as many kids. All of those services are free and they can be found on our website. I feel like it is a privilege, having been in child welfare for over 30 years, to work with these men and women every day, the people up here with me, but also the people in the next room. They're committed to the children that we serve in this community. And I think it's important that we see the kids in our community, that we listen to them, and that they deserve to be safe and protected. Thank you.
Susanna? You're right.
Oh,
Martina?
there are two of us. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Susana Martinez, and as the Executive Director of Partnerships for Children, I'm honored to represent the amazing staff and volunteers who join us in our mission to support and empower children and families connected to CPS. Days like today remind us of the potential we have to collectively impact the safety and well-being of children and families here in Travis County. Partnerships for Children, or PFC, is a community-based nonprofit offering services and programs for children, youth, and families along the full continuum of care. From our Rainbow Room, providing 24/7 basic need items and emergency rental assistance, to the Heart Gallery, raising awareness for children seeking their forever families, PFC approaches this work collaboratively. From its inception, PFC worked closely with DFPS, providing resources to caseworkers who work tirelessly for our children. I would know, because 20 years ago, I was a CPS investigator here in Travis County. I walked in the shoes of the caseworkers that enter our Rainbow Room every day, doing their best to keep children safe, to preserve families whenever possible. And as a social worker, I also know the importance of relying on the fierce advocacy of attorneys, ad litems, parent representatives, and judges that push for the needs of our children. I've brainstormed with partners to develop comprehensive treatment plans and celebrated the efforts of parents to work towards reunification. Now, working from within the community, it is important to ensure partnership is not just in our name, but is embedded in everything we do. That means supporting resource meetings, bringing together passionate and dedicated organizations and government leaders to share best practices, knowledge, and experience that may benefit our clients. We must assist child placing agencies in working alongside those who innovate, remove barriers, and reimagine child welfare, what child welfare can look like in Travis County. Now, I have worked in the child welfare space outside of Travis County, and I can honestly say the collaborative spirit that exists here is rare and special and must be preserved, because the benefits are seen in the outcomes for our children, in the broken cycles of violence, and in the healthy transition to adulthood for our teens. From community volunteers to city and county leaders, the partnership is key, and our kids are relying on us to do what's best for them. So to the commissioners, colleagues, and advocates, thank you for being here today, for amplifying the importance of this work, and for being a partner to us, to each other, and most of all to our children and families. Thank you.
Susanna?
Good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes. My name is Susana Castillo Littlejohn. I'm an associate judge with the Civil and Family Courts here in Travis County, and I primarily hear the child welfare cases that we have here in Travis County. I'm going to make my remarks in English and Spanish, and so I'll start with Spanish. Thank you. Muchas gracias a todos por compartir este día tan importante con nosotros. El mes de abril nos recuerda de la importancia de trabajar unidos para prevenir el abuso a los niños. Desde que he estado trabajando como juez en el área de bienestar infantil y previamente representando a niños y familias en esta misma área, me es evidente que la forma en la que vamos a poder prevenir el abuso de los niños es trabajando juntos y sacar de las sombras la idea de que pedir ayuda está mal. Hay muchos factores que contribuyen al problema de abuso de niños en nuestra comunidad, por ejemplo, falta de educación, elementos socioeconómicos, salud mental, abuso de drogas y pobreza son unos de los elementos más comunes que yo he visto personalmente en los casos que he tenido trabajando y los que he oído en mi corte. Al igual de que les puedo decir que contribuye al abuso infantil, les puedo decir que hemos tenido mucho éxito en poder preservar la unidad familiar con varios tipos de casos. En mi corte tenemos casos donde la familia se puede quedar unida y obtener servicios para el bienestar familiar. También hay casos más difíciles donde no es posible tener a los niños en casa mientras se trabajan los servicios, pero la reunificación familiar es lo que siempre se trata de lograr. También tenemos un programa que el juez Brown nos dijo, especializado para los padres que sufren problemas de abuso de drogas, donde si califican se pueden ir a tratamiento con sus niños. Ese se llama Parenting and Recovery, o el programa de ayudar a los padres que sufren de drogas. Y claramente no hacemos el trabajo en esta corte solos. Una de las cosas que veo el día de hoy es la unión de muchas agencias, el cual propósito es el proteger a los niños, al igual de proveer ayuda y servicios a las familias en nuestra comunidad, para asegurarse que los niños puedan vivir en un hogar seguro y puedan alcanzar todas sus metas. Estas agencias incluyen todas las que están aquí presentes y ya han hablado con ustedes. También incluyen el Departamento de Protección a los Niños, CASA, SAFE, Casey Family, Health and Human Services, Integral Care y muchos más. A estas agencias les agradezco su colaboración y estoy orgullosa de trabajar con ustedes. Para concluir, me gustaría pedirles a todos que tomen parte en los esfuerzos de prevención al abuso de niños y que no tengan miedo a pedir ayuda o reportar el maltrato de un niño, porque unidos vamos a poder hacer la diferencia en nuestra comunidad. Thank you all for sharing this important day with us. April is the month that reminds us of the importance of working together to prevent child abuse in our community. Since I have been hearing child welfare cases as an associate judge in Travis County, and before that, while representing children and families in this area of the law, it is very clear to me that the way we are going to be able to prevent child abuse is by working together and by bringing to the light this misconception that it is wrong to ask for help. As you all may know, there are many factors that contribute to child abuse in our community. For example, lack of education, socioeconomic status, mental health, substance abuse, and poverty are some of the most common factors I have seen in the cases that come before my court. At the same time, I can tell you that we have been very successful in being able to preserve many families in various types of situations. In my court, we have different types of cases. There are some cases where it's safe to keep the family together and provide services to address the child abuse or the risk of child abuse in that family. We also have more complicated cases where the children need to be out of the home to provide services to the family, yet the goal is to continue to work towards reunification. And we also have our award-winning program that Judge Brown mentioned, our Parenting and Recovery Family Drug Treatment Core program, where the participants are allowed, if they qualify, who suffer from substance abuse, they can attend with their child to inpatient services to get help they need. However, we don't do the work alone. I know this. One of the great things I see today is the coming together of many agencies with the shared goal to protect children, to provide services to families in our community, and to make sure children can live in a safe place and are able to reach their goals. In addition to the agencies who have come here today and I have talked to you today, there are many more. Texas Department of Family and Protected Services, CASA, SAFE, Casey Family Programs, Health and Human Services, Integral Care, and so many more. I am very thankful and proud to work hand in hand with all of you. To conclude, I would like to ask all of you to be part of the efforts to prevent child abuse. I want all of you not to be afraid to ask for help and to speak up if you see a child suffering abuse, because the only way we're going to make a difference in our community is by working together. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
With that, we'll open up for questions, and then after questions, y'all can go over and get some B-roll from the reception as well. Any questions?
And I just have to add, I toured the Center for Child Protection with Amanda Friday, I guess. And that, it just blows my mind what you are dealing with and what y'all as staff go through, but also just without you, we would be so lost as a community. And you do so much for those kids, and it's such hard work. And I just want to thank you, everybody at the Center for Child Protection, for what you do. It's absolutely amazing work. Y'all have any questions for us or any of the partners up here? Yes, ma'am.
I noticed you put out the numbers for 2024. How does that compare to previous? I mean, are you seeing the numbers go down? Are they kind of static or going up?
It's a good question. On children that are removed from their families? Yep.
I think what we've seen over the last several years, and we're all going to have a little bit of different numbers because we do different things, but I can speak to the numbers we see, which is at the entry point of the system. Those numbers are going up, but those numbers are still lower than they were before COVID. So we're seeing a significant increase, but we haven't quite, teachers are our primary reporters and the people that see our kids. And we're still dealing with the issues of having kids out of school from anywhere from 9 to 18 months, depending on kind of how the school systems work. So the numbers are higher for us than they have been since COVID, but I think it's how those trickle through the system changes depending on what comes in the front door. So I think, again, I think we're seeing an upward trend, but it's going to be a little bit different for all of us.
What are you seeing, like as you prosecute? Are you seeing those numbers continue to rise or?
Well, generally speaking, we've seen an increase in cases in our office overall. I mean, I think it's important to know that preceding COVID, we had on average somewhere around 15,000 cases a year come into our office. Over the last 2 years, we're up at around 18,000 cases. We'd have to drill down to look specifically at the child abuse cases, but overall, we're seeing cases, the number of cases increase that come into our office.
And any thought on why that is? Is it our population growing or is it something else that you're seeing?
Yeah, I think there are a range of factors. I think population growth is a part of it. I think we are all still coming back from COVID, quite frankly. And I think it's going to be a minute before we have an understanding of what our new normal is. And I'm not sure we fully understand what the implications of COVID were for our criminal legal system and other systems. So I don't have a precise cause, but I think there have been many factors.
Anyone else?
Just to close, so I think in other situations we're seeing, like in the jail, for example, more mental health, people with more mental health consumers in the jail that has gone up a lot since COVID, and we're seeing that across the board. Also just want to comment, I think the funding for y'all, so the county gives y'all some funding, the city does, and the state does. So this, I think, is one of the rare things where we're working very well with the state, and it's just such good work that y'all do. But you also have to raise a lot from private donors too, so that need is always there.
All right, thank you all. If y'all want to get B-roll of the reception, feel free to head that way and we can help you all out.